Coach to give us some opening thoughts on today's game, and then we'll take questions for the players. We'll then dismiss the players and take questions for Coach. Coach, give us your opening thoughts.
Yeah, well, we played well. So I thought San Diego State was really ready for us. They have their veterans in there, their starting five. They're an outstanding, they're a really good team. Obviously, Brian does a great job. They have a terrific program. In the first half, one, just adjusting to the environment that they're playing. It was really hot in there, you know, and for both teams. But it's tough to simulate that. And so I thought the end of half was crucial. We got a perfect 2-for-1. You know, we had 6 points and ended, and then we started the second half poorly. Then all of a sudden we rebounded and our transition game got going and we kind of exploded. But it was a good win for us. We beat a good team, and on to the second game.
Let's take questions for the players. We've got a wireless mic that we'll bring to you. Please wait for the mic. Start with Myron on the left side.
For Trey and Cam, obviously you guys were big stars in high school, but just what has it been like dealing with just the buzz and the popularity and the hype since you've arrived at Duke?
For me, I try to really just ignore it. Just continue to just work hard, listen to coach, and basically just trust my teammates and get better every day. Just really just ignoring, you know, all the press.
Right, like Cam said, trying to ignore it. We got a lot of hype going around like right now, and the coach has been trying to keep us real humble. Just trying to have us keep working hard and improving every single day, so that we'll be ready for our next game.
Trey, tonight you had a season high points. Earlier in the season, you were kind of more of a distributor and setting up for your team, but tonight you really started to cut to the basket and score a lot. What kind of went into your mindset in terms of just becoming a go-to scorer in the first half?
Right, I was just reading the defense. They're helping a lot off of me. Try to plug gaps on RJ, Cam, and Zion's drives, and that left open lanes for me to either attack or cut, and my teammates did a great job finding me, so I was able to make those plays.
Rob in the front row, and then Noah.
For both guys, Coach told me yesterday that you guys not really aware that Duke came in here 15-0. You're now 16-0 in this building. Duke is. Were you guys aware of that? And what was it like to play in that atmosphere that Coach was talking about in a gym that you probably watched games on before?
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. We've been out there just played super hard, like Coach told us to do, and I think it's simple as that.
Right. We don't really worry about the record. We worry about just ourselves right now and trying to come into every game ready to play. And so the coaches did a great job in preparing us for today's game, and we're going to go back to the hotel and probably get prepared for tomorrow's game as well.
Kanoa, then Dana.
There seems to be such an effortless flow with you guys, not a lot that's forced. Nobody seems to be worried about how many shots they're taking. Where does that come from, and how much of that was based on the relationship that particularly the four freshmen had prior to getting to Duke?
I mean, for us, the main goal is just to win. We always want to win, so we're going out there playing together, trusting the coaches, trusting each other, and basically just playing together.
Right, the coaches do a great job in making sure that we're not worried about those things. We're worried about things that will actually make us better. And so there's a lot of little things like playing defense, talking, get back in transition, rebounding, things like that that'll actually make us better rather than worrying about personal stats.
Thanks, Trey. Dana?
Trey, kind of following up on that, you guys, you do move the ball fluidly. Obviously, as you as a point guard, that's expected, but there's so many guys on this team that pass the ball so well and seem to find each other really well so early. Why do you think you guys are so interconnected in terms of your offense?
Right, like Cam said, we all just want to win at the end of the day. So, I mean, we're going to come in to every game prepared, but I mean, we're going to do everything we can just to win. And so, making the extra pass and passing up on good shots for great shots is a thing that we're going to be doing a lot.
Second row, right side.
For both players, Zion got in foul trouble a little bit early. You can see him a little frustrated. How do you kind of keep each other going when you get into those moments, even though you were able to overcome it? How did you two kind support him when he was clearly frustrated early on?
We just talk to him, support him, encourage him. Obviously, you guys know what he's capable of doing, and we know what he's capable of doing. So just encouraging him, keeping his head up.
It's a long game, and we just know that the next guy up is always going to be ready. So we got Jack and Jab that came off the bench and gave us great minutes for Zion when he was in foul trouble. But coach doesn't sit anybody when they get 2 fouls. So Zion was still able to play some minutes there in the first half and contributed really well.
Thanks, Trey. Let's take one final question for the players.
You guys have seen Zion do some pretty crazy stuff. Do you ever get used to it? That windmill dunk today, how does that juice you guys up, and what do you think when he does something like that?
You don't really know what to think. It's crazy. Yeah, he's different, and it's really fun to watch.
Thanks, Cam. Thanks, guys. We'll let you get back to your team. Let's take questions for Coach. We'll start here in the first row. Steve?
What did you like about the first half? Why you guys played offense to get all those open 3-pointers and take advantage of that?
Yeah, they clogged the lane. By the way, I didn't notice it until they were asking a question. Brought a smile to my face to see the chair for Ock, and God bless him. And, this is one of his favorites, and the only guy to ever come here and never saw the beach. And even coaches on the day off or something, we walked the day, he wouldn't do that, so that's a cool thing. Repeat your, I was in a different mood.
That's okay. There's no steak and shake for Jim either. So.
No, go ahead. In the first half.
The first half, you guys moved the ball on offense to get all those 3-pointers.
Well, they clogged the lane. They did a little bit like what Army did to us, and tried to get not let us penetrate completely to the bucket. And the one dribble penetrations, as long as our guys were ready to shoot, they were ready to shoot, and they knocked them down. I thought that was the differential in the first half, and the last 2 possessions made it even more, because the 2-for-1 were the 2 threes. And so the 3-point shot was really the differential, in the first half.
Gary, go ahead.
Coach, one of the things I've heard from coaches for years is that regardless of how talented your freshmen are, it can be difficult, especially early, to rely this heavily on first-year players. Why do you think this is going so well?
Well, it's gone well. We've had to rely on young players for a few years now. So we're accustomed to doing that. I'm not saying we're as advanced as this group is, but that's our culture right now. And these guys are really good kids. They're really good basketball players. So because they're not positional, if you're positional, you usually get anxious to touch the ball to score, because you don't know how many times you're going to touch it. When it's positionless, you're touching the ball and you're playing basketball, and that's our team this year. It's so the ball finds the best shot, and they like that because they're basketball players, and their futures will be fine whether they average 18 or 14, as long as they keep learning how to play. And so that helps us, the fact that we have 4 guys who can bring the ball up the court on a defensive rebound or steal. We talk about Zion and the windmill dunk, but to me, his lateral movement and the steals in his hands are bigger than that. I mean, that's a bang, but he had 5 steals today. And when he gets his hands on the ball, he makes plays, and that's what Jack White did today. Jack got us about 12 to 14 extra possessions with 8 rebounds and loose balls. So right now we have a team that has really good hands. We have really good hands, and we just have to keep building our team on those strengths.
Myron, left side.
What are both the advantages and disadvantages of having such a short amount of time to prepare for a team like Auburn?
Well, it's for both teams. You know, they have more veterans. You know, but Maui puts you in unusual situations, and I think overall, those situations, if you handle them well, get you better. If you don't handle them well, you lose, but you learn why you learn why you can lose, and yeah, it's the way it is. And some people say it's like a conference tournament, and it's not like a conference tournament because you're not on a beach, you haven't flown 11 hours, it's not a conference tournament. And the other thing is by the time you have a conference tournament, you know the guys, you don't need a scouting report as much. You've played against that team probably twice, and so it's unusual. And so we get to see how our young guys do in that situation against a top 10 team, very well coached team.
Mark.
Coach, you said you felt like you played really well. Can you get a sense, winning by 20?
I don't know, what do you think?
I thought you did too.
Okay, good.
No, but the question is, can you get a sense how good the other team is and how good San Diego State is?
Yeah, because look, we had 2 plays right at the end of the half, or else it's an 11-point game. And they started off the second half great. And then we do have explosive ability. Yeah, and if we can get a steal or get the defensive rebound with our ball handlers, they're very good in transition. You know, they almost always make the right play. And I'm not sure how many teams have that many ball handlers. I hope we can get that in every game that we play. But so then it's over. You know, I mean, you get it's over. You know, and so our team, if they do that, has the ability to knock a team out. And we're fortunate we did, because if it keeps going, they're well coached. You know, the Watson, McDaniels, Mitchell, those guys are good players. You know, they won their league. They're in NCAA. Those kids played in the NCAA tournament. And, almost beat Houston. I saw Watson knock down 2 threes against Houston to almost win that first round game as an 11th seed. So they'll be good, and their young guys are going to continue to get better because they have a program there. You know, Steve and his staff, you know, they've been there for 20 years. I think 20, yeah. And so they just play good basketball.
Left side.
Many teams don't start the season looking like a well-tuned machine like your team, Coach. What is it about this crop of gentlemen that it appears that they've bought in, and they've bought in early? What's so special about them?
Yeah, well, they're over themselves. You know, it's not about them. They're very secure, and they've been parented well. They've been coached well, and so they understand being part of something bigger than them, but still being really good. That you know, the spotlight is bigger. Their stuff will show if the spotlight's on the whole team, and they're a pleasure. I mean, they're really a pleasure to coach, and they get along so well. And hopefully we can stay healthy, do well again tomorrow, and continue to advance. And but we recognize that the team we play tomorrow is capable, definitely capable of beating us and beating anybody really. So that'll be a good test for us.
One final question from Dana here in the front.
You talked yesterday about the security that your upperclassmen have as well.
Yeah.
Is there a way that you can talk to them? I mean, it's a big role for them to not be to be deferential to the talent that they're up against, but also be leaders. Do you talk to them about handling that balance?
Yeah, we actually started that this summer, where every time we watch tape, and I told them we're gonna elevate the role of the role player and the importance of that role player, and giving them examples of, you know, there are Academy Awards, you know, Tony's for Best Supporting Actor, and you know, Beyonce has a background group that all of a sudden you get really good, you might have your own group, and but your talent, do what Coach Wooden said a long time ago. Do what you're capable of doing at the highest level, and don't let what you don't do that well get in the way. And it's really simple, great advice. And the Canadian trip helped Jack find himself in that way. Javin, Marquise did not have a good trip, but he learned from it. And we need Alex, Jack, you know, the guys, Jack, Alex, Javin, Marquise, Antonio. You know, when you watch them, I think you can see they feel good about themselves, and they have great interaction with their teammates. So, and their teammates applaud them. So it's a good thing. I mean, it's one of those things. We have great chemistry, and with secure people, it's a lot easier. And we have a very secure group in that way.
Thank you for your time,
All right,
Coach.
thank you.
Good luck tomorrow.